Welcome back to the O. Scott Show. And by now, you've probably figured out that I am not a big fan of liberals. So what's my problem with liberals? Well, let's start with a definition. My definition goes like this. A liberal is a person that loves to be generous with other people's money. So what's the problem with that? Well, you see, the problem is with socialism is that sooner or later you start to run out of other people's money. Here's a quick quiz for you. If you had a car with a liberal, a socialist, and a communist inside, which one should be the driver? The answer? Who cares? It's going to turn left at every intersection anyways. Another common misconception is that all liberals are the same. Again, this is not true. There are two subsets of the liberal species. Let's examine them both. The first type of liberal is the regular or basic liberal. They're usually really, really nice people. They have big hearts and they love to help their fellow man. In fact, they want the world to be some perfect utopia where there is no war, or hunger, or capitalism. Well, good luck with all of that. You know, it all sounds good until you apply a couple of speed bumps on this little highway of happiness. The first bump is something we call the law of human nature. You know, not all men are created equal when it comes to the concept of work. I mean, why does one man or woman work their butt off for 40 years or so, and another man sit at home in his parents' basement pretty much all day? Well, I guess it's human nature. So ask a liberal, why is it fair for this worker to subsidize the slacker? Well, they don't have a good answer. They just change the subject to some BS about George Bush. The second speed bump involves the laws of economics, more specifically, the laws of supply and demand. You know, this is an important concept in a free market economy, and yet it seems to escape the grasp of many of liberals. This law applies to both goods and services. Do you remember all that rioting in the streets when Americans demanded new $10 light bulbs to replace their perfectly good $1 light bulbs? I don't think so. Well, what about services? I want you to try this experiment at work. Go in on Monday and tell your boss that you demand a 25% increase in your pay. And while they're still laughing in your face, go ahead and throw in this demand. How about a 25% raise for the entire company? And just think how your former coworkers will admire your courage as you pack your stuff into a cardboard box and head for your car.
What are you gonna fire me?
No! I already fired you!
The second group of liberal is the LNTs, liars and thieves. They consistently lie to people in order to gain political power and or personal gain. They're a despicable lot because they know for a fact that none of their promises will come true and they don't care. Many of their strategies involve large sums of taxpayer money that somehow gets redirected to themselves or their cronies. Al Gore would be the prime example here. I mean, how else would this buffoon have earned $100 million? And each and every year, this financial magic act continues to promise more fiscal levitation to the American audience. Well, no episode of the O. Scott would be complete without an action plan. So here it is. Since none of the liberals or socialists in America seem to understand the laws of human nature or the laws of supply and demand, I can think of only two things to assign to them, and they are trees and art. That's it. Yeah, I know it's a short list, but I'm sorry, that's just the way it has to be. We'll see you next time. I'm O. Scott.
Thanks for watching O. Scott. If you want more Scott, visit oscott.com, O. Scott on Facebook, or follow